sports reporting. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
No, it's probably not for me.
Alrighty.
Hello, America.
Yeah,
We're
man.
back again. Yeah, we got a bone to pick with you people. We got show members being banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
We got other show members finding tweets from 10 years ago.
No, those are Facebook comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
my energy 10 years ago was fire. And I mean, by fire, I mean I would lose my job.
Needless to say, we've been very active on social media this week.
Yeah.
Which is out of character for me.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on this week, man. So
That's been the case every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you like this, B. We're gonna start off like this, man. I thought about you when was it the Panthers facility got shut down? Some of the facilities got shut down. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, I said, dang, B might be on to something, man. Just shut it down till like February or something. It's like it's like popping up everywhere.
Yeah, I was halfway. Well, I wouldn't even say halfway. I was 75% joking when I said that, because I was more so alluding to the fact that my quarterback went down, so there's no reason to have a season because he was about to break records. But yeah, it's looking more and more like that really should be the case. The Raiders' entire offensive line
got sent home
on the COVID list at home. So, you know, it makes you think, like, where does it end? Where does it end? I mean, the teams are gonna legit lose games because players that they rely on a game by game basis are gonna either catch it or be on the list for being exposed to it.
Yeah, and once you get exposed to it, you definitely have to get quarantined 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's the amazing thing, man. But we talked about it last week. Greed. NFL. They're still going to put games on.
Yeah.
Some of the teams, I just found out the Saints are going to have 3,000 people in the dome. So.
Well, that's less than 25,000 that Jerry allows in the AT&T Stadium for no reason.
Yeah, what was up with that game, man? I think I texted you. I'm like, where's the social distancing?
He got to sell Papa John's pizza and Pepsi's.
Right.
And jerseys. And
that's Texas. There's no social distancing in Texas.
No.
Man, I couldn't.
I seen the lines in going in Harris County in Houston. I mean, well, I've been seeing lines all over for voting, and it's like, I mean, I'm glad y'all voting in record numbers, early voting, but y'all are not 6 feet away. And some of it makes me think, is that the reason why numbers are popping up all over the place, all over the country again? Because, you know, people are gathering.
That's Kenny, you hit it. I was thinking about that today, man, when I was watching CNN, and it was showing the lines of people, right? And I'm like, that could be what they call a super spread, with people standing in line, but certain places you can see where the people are 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
But some of the lines they showed, man, I'm like, people like right on top of each other.
I saw some lines in Philly, and I'm like, these people are not 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
I seen some lines in Georgia that look good, but
that
Philly line made me go, oof, that is not good.
When I voted last week, people were 6 feet apart for the most part. I did see one guy had to tell this lady to back up a little bit, but other than that, I mean, you know, people around here were abiding by the 6 feet rule.
But to your point, man, wouldn't you think that these NFL players, with all the voting going on, okay, yeah, they put the message out, go and vote. wouldn't you think they would take extra, or the teams would take extra precaution to protect these players? But once again, everyone's human, and once you leave what they call the NFL bubble, or that building, you go out into the community. You go home, and then you don't know what a person in your home has been, who they've came in contact with.
Well,
That's it right there.
yeah, and then like as far as putting more guidelines on players, you know what? You don't have a bubble. You don't have a bubble, so there's not but so much you can ask of these guys. I mean, most of it is the honor system. Most of it is the honor
Gotcha.
system. Okay, yeah, I won't go out. Or if I go out, I'll wear a mask. If you ask me did I wear a mask, I'll say yes, I wore a mask. It's the buddy system. It's the honor system.
So K-Man, you don't think the NFL had a proper plan to start the season, right?
Everybody knows they didn't have a proper plan when they started the season. But I thought about it this week, and it was happened with the running backs coach for the Denver Broncos. He did everything fine, everything great, but someone in this household had it, and then he immediately told the team, and then he got tested, and he had it, and that's the thing that we're talking about. And it made me think. Before I used to think about, some of these people just doing stupid things, walking out without no mask and everything like that.
Mm.
But then it just made me think, no, so people could be actually doing the right thing. It's just that, first of all, this virus, because it's COVID-19, it's something they've never seen before. They still studying it. So you could this thing is unforgiving. You could probably be doing the best thing, or maybe 85%. But this thing, well, if you're not at 100, it gets you. So I'm not giving the NFL any slack. I'm just saying that I think a lot of people have understood this disease, and I just think it's unforgiving, and it's going to hit. It's going to touch every team. When the season's over, every team is going to have some kind of case. And it's not because someone blatantly was walking around, without a mask on and doing things.
Okay. Now I'm gonna put both of y'all on the spot. I'll start with you, B. If you were the NFL, how would you have did this season? Would you let it happen, or you would just cancel the whole season, B?
Easy. I wouldn't have had a season.
Oh wow.
I wouldn't have had a season. We're seeing why. It's, forgive me for being compassionate and empathetic for other people. I actually show concern for other people, not just myself. Hence the reason why I wear a mask when I go out. I wouldn't have. That's an easy answer for me. I wouldn't have had a season because I don't believe that there would have been enough time to implement some type of bubble. There's too many moving parts. It's too many. You got a lot of teams, a lot of moving parts, a lot of players. Logistically, it would have taken a lot of time to properly implement that. Now we see we saw how good a bubble can work with the NBA. They were there for how many months? 3 months?
Yeah.
Not one positive test.
Hockey in their bubble too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, we see how good the bubble works, but yeah, I wouldn't have had a season. I would have taken the time to plan it out, to plan out a bubble, perhaps for next season or something. Because I don't want to put a shortened season on these guys. That's not fair to them.
To your point, B, you see what a shortened season, shortened training season has wreak havoc on the NFL. Yeah. So K-Man, if you were the NFL, Roger Goodell, how would you have planned the season, or would you follow B Wig's suggestion, just don't have a season?
like on our first show, I said they should have came up with a bubble. That was September. We are in mid to late October. Not a bubble wouldn't have worked. Even if they would have done like how the baseball did, where you only play the teams like near you, it still wouldn't have worked because baseball, you throw the ball, you hit the ball, you run to the base. Once you run on the base, they tell you to put a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Football is a more contact sport, more touching sport, more breathing sport. So it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, I would have shut it down. I know the ramifications that would have came with it because of contracts. Do the contracts get voided? What penalties what debt does the team incur by not having a team by a season? What debt does the players incur by not having a season? All that came with it. I think that is the part where they should have worked out more. Shutting it down and then realizing the financial ramifications of a lost season.
My thing is, man, I would have tried to do the season, but instead of playing a bunch of games on Sunday Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, I would have picked like 3 locations around the country, have all the players in one location. Nobody go outside this location. Have a good training area. Training here, you train here. Schedule teams training on the field at certain times. Keep the teams together. Play games I would say play games Monday through possibly Saturday. Let everybody rest on Sunday. I mean, I know everyone's used to Sunday football, but I don't know if that would have worked with the way the virus is spreading. And just like Nick Saban said, he washed his hands. He said he put a mask on, but somehow he said he still caught it.
Nick Saban's a man in his late 60s. He can't be playing around with this. So
exactly.
Of course he did everything right, and he still got it.
That's crazy, right? It's like just like you just said, K-Man. He did everything right, and he still got hit with it.
Yeah, that's with this virus. That's the risk you take when you go out the house. You can take every precaution that you feel is necessary. You can put on your mask. You can wear gloves. You can sanitize your hands. You can spray lights all around you. But when you go out, if you're in the vicinity of it, or in the vicinity of somebody who has it, either of somebody that doesn't have on a mask, or if it's lingering in the air from somebody who coughed, you know, there's just that chance.
I'm gonna tell you, man. What you just said, B, I just thought about it. Have you guys seen the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
So you notice how that evil spirit, just by touching somebody, it just kept going and going.
Yep.
That's what I think this virus does. If you, like you said, if you're in the vicinity, it's gonna jump to you. You go to the next person, it's gonna jump to that person. It's like,
I mean, it spreads that easily.
Wow, man. And the thing is, they're saying right now the vaccine won't be done until April.
I don't know.
Who thought it would seriously be done before the end of the year? Besides Trump, who took that serious?
Honestly, it's a 2-year process. I don't see that vaccine actually going through the trials and everything like that. Even if they do all the things I don't see it.
They can release it in April, but it won't be readily available to the public until maybe the beginning or mid 2022.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you know there's a priority list and all that stuff. But here's the thing: since we've known about the virus, right? I've listened to several scientists say that the virus has already mutated.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, you're making a vaccine for the virus now. By the time the vaccine comes out, it may be a different strand of this virus.
Yeah,
right.
That's possible.
Yep. Hence why it's spreading easier.
Yeah.
That's just like the flu. You got H1N1, then you got the regular flu, and man. So I got you. You guys, B Wig said you wouldn't do a season. Kennedy said he thought we'd do a bubble, but he realized the bubble will work. I'm with you, K-Man. I thought of several ways of how to do it, man. But you just can't. There's too much contact in football.
Too much.
Too much contact in football, man. Y'all got another topic, man, before I go to the one I brought up?
No, I was just going to add to that. how I said that I just wouldn't do a season. And although there would be ramifications, you still got Fox increasing their offer to the NFL, potentially increasing their offer to the NFL to $2 billion just to televise games. So, I understand that there might be ramifications, but they're gonna make that money back.
Short-term ramifications.
But and therein lies the issue, B. You just said the money issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's always money.
And I told y'all that before. Just like when that's why Trump was saying, let's get back. We got to have football. He's thinking about the owners and the money.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about the players.
Well, all of the people that voted for him.
Yeah, but how does that reflect on college football? Because them players don't get paid.
But the university makes money. And I told you,
the universities get endowments, so they get
true.
So they're always gonna have money, and then some of them are state universities.
True,
right?
You get state money, but you still have to pay the professors. You got to pay the janitors. You got to keep the lights on.
That's what the endowment's for.
You got to pay the little parking lot cops to do the security around the campus. All that fits into a budget. And if they're not getting money from, just like I would use Nebraska, for example. When I had to go to Nebraska with Big Red is for work, right? Weird town to me, man. All I saw was a Big Red Nebraska, and I'm like, God, dog. I'm like, but then I thought about it. I said, that's like their professional football team, because that's what Nebraska has. Mm-hmm. And on game day in that stadium where they're playing Lincoln, they said the stadium holds like 112,000 people. They say that becomes like the second largest city in the state. And I'm like, what? At a game? Yeah. And just think, those people buy tickets, they buy hot dogs, food, you pay for parking. That's a lot. That's a ton of money that they're losing.
Right.
That's why a lot of these colleges are like, oh, we got to play.
Yeah, that's a ton of money they're losing. You know what else they could lose? Their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's a life to a Republican anyway?
Oh,
I digress.
I told you what I heard last week, man. I heard Trump supporters say it was an older guy. I would give him about 70. And when the guy asked him about the death numbers, he said, "Oh, I think those numbers are inflated. I don't think it's that much." Yeah. And that's the mentality. I was like, wow. Then a lady I want to say about, I think I told you about mid-50s, and B-Weed, to your point, she was like, well, you take a chance walking out your front door nowadays, don't you? And I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah. I've never seen a bigger group of people just ready to die.
Yeah. And we had that discussion last week, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to each his own, everyone has their own philosophy and own beliefs, man. But I know for me, I'm going to wash my hands and wear my mask every time I go outside. I'm staying safe.
Absolutely.
And there were a few times last week, Michelle and I, we were in Whole Foods, man. And I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to her, scooting up, and she said to grab me. Oh, you getting too close. I went, oh, yeah. Oh. I'm not, and I'm thinking that's what a lot of people do, man. Self-conscious, look, unconscious, they just walk by people with no mask on, just like I did it before. I've gotten out the vehicle. And then here's the funny thing. I was going into 7-Eleven to get us some water. I got out the vehicle, y'all. And then when I realized, I said, man, I felt naked. I went, oh. I came back to the car. I said, I forgot my mask.
No. I go to work, I go into work 2 times a week, and then I park. So, and I've been doing that since late June. Up until like a month ago, when I would give my debit card to the attendant, I didn't have a mask on. She did. And it wasn't until like a month ago, I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
I'm putting her in danger. Because the whole time I'm driving And I'm like, oh my God. So every time, like now, like for the last month, every time I get like a block away, I put the mask on. Because I'm just like, you don't think about those little, and that's what they've all said. It's not about you, it's about your neighbors. And I didn't it didn't dawn on me. And there's like 2 months of me, breathing in her face. Well, not in her, she was still far away from me, but still, and 6 feet apart, but still, it's like I could have. And she, she has a minivan, so of course she got kids. I'm like, so I'm putting her in danger. So yeah, it's the little things.
I keep. Let me see. In my center console, I got about 4 or 5 extra masks in case I forget mine in the house.
Well, see, I got 2 that I keep on me. I had a specially made Cowboys mask. I had to get one made big enough because I got this world class beard that I'm working with, and so I just can't wear the paper ones like everybody. They look like Band-Aids on me. So it does me no good to have those. So I got that one, and then I got a slightly smaller black one that I wear. But
yeah, we got the ones. We got like 4 or 5 black ones with the filter on the side. We got the white medical ones. We got the plastic ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look, Michelle made me about 5 LSU masks that I wear. So yeah, man. I mean, we'll see what the effect's going to be, man. Like I said, we know it's going to be financial, but I was thinking about it when one of y'all mentioned the Panthers facility got shut down. I was like, man, what is the mental impact is going to be on players? There's going to be some kind of mental impact.
Yeah.
So
that's why you see Zeke keep fumbling.
Oh,
he wasn't able to go to Cabo this offseason and get it out of his system.
He couldn't focus.
All right, sir.
That's another topic.
All right, well, look,
that's an unneeded shot.
We're gonna go to this topic, man. And one of y'all brought it up, man. Y'all talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. I heard he said he was hurt. His feelings were hurt that he got benched. And when I didn't text y'all when I saw it, because when I saw it the other day, I went, oh man. I said, I said, it's because they lost the game.
Kennedy had the perfect answer to this, and I'm gonna let him give it. Man up, Ryan. You in a grown man sport. You know that this is a business. You're always replaceable, especially you. Everywhere you've been, you've been replaced. Everywhere. So, I mean, just man up. But Kennedy, go. I'm gonna give it over to you because you had the perfect answer to it.
Well, my answer.
The kid safe answer.
But I was not joking when I said that, and
I know you wasn't.
I talked to my wife, and thankfully I talked to my wife earlier today because if I'd have came on without talking, I'd be cussing a lot.
It's a family show. You got to keep it clean.
I was really mad, and I'm still kind of mad. I'm really legit mad, and I don't get mad. I get mad a lot, but not this. So let me break it down.
Peeved, irked,
perturbed. So one, I am not an Alabama fan. I don't like Alabama. 2, I am not a Miami Dolphins fan. I could care less about them. What Ryan Fitzpatrick did, and what and steps that he did made me mad was they won the game, and he said something like, "Oh, it hurt my feelings because I thought it was my team and I was playing for my guys," to some form of that. And then a lot of people who were tweeting it out were and I don't like to use race, but this is a racial thing that I saw that tweeting out were of the same race as Ryan Fitzpatrick. And what he did, another thing that pissed me off is the long-term effect of it. Ryan Fitzpatrick was a 7th round pick from Harvard. And everywhere you've been, you've never been the starter. Or if you've been the starter, it's because they want to lose to get a higher pick. Right. This team, the Miami Dolphins, essentially blew up their team last year to tank for this young man. Then the young man gets hurt, and then they still get the opportunity to draft him. And not only was he drafted, where was he drafted? First round, but where in the first round? He was the 5th overall pick in the first round, meaning that's his team by default. Yep. Just like Joe Burrow, who was drafted number 1, the Bengals are his team. Just like Justin Herbert, who was drafted right after Tua Tagovailoa, number 6, was his team. No matter if they played early or not, that is going to be their team for the next 2 to 3 years, maybe further. So what pissed me off was, here's a man whining, essentially white privilege, about getting benched. But you've been benched all your whole career. You're used to it. Like, when people always say, oh, he took an L, he is used to the L. He loves it. He don't like the OVE, but he loves the L part. So it made me super mad. And the thing that's making me more mad when I'm thinking about it is Tua's going to play. He's a rookie. He's going to be starting his first game. If they lose or he don't play well, they're going to go, oh, they should have put Fitzpatrick in. He's a rookie. He's supposed to not look well. It's called rookie bumps. He needs to learn those things so you can get better and better and better. So that's what pissed me off the most, was him whining about a situation everyone knew that was going to happen. Yep. And then he whined to the media to get sympathy because he lost a job. He wasn't putting up numbers. Second of all, you ain't Tom Brady. You ain't Aaron Rodgers.
And that's
you ain't Drew Brees.
That's the problem. He thinks he thinks in his mind, he thinks he is.
I know that you represent all the try-hard, non-athletic guys who've ever played, and they're your foot soldiers. But at the end of the day, this is an athletic competition, and the best athlete wins. You are from Harvard, yet you still not smart enough to know where to throw the ball at or how to throw the ball, because you're not athletically gifted, and you're also not mentally gifted either in the football realm. You're probably really, really smart, but over the 17 years we've seen you play, you're not that good. Yep. You're a journeyman for a reason.
Yeah, he should just enjoy a career as a backup. You know, just stay a backup dude. Come in when the starter gets hurt. You know, or it's the end of the game. It's the full quarter. Get down by 30 points. You know, get the starter out of there. You don't want to risk him getting injured. My thing is with the Dolphins, I think the reason they made the change, because just like you said, Kimby, they're going to give Tua some reps to build him for next season. Let him get some experience. Now, who knows? They could let him play 3 games and put Fitzpatrick back in. Who knows? I think they're trying to evaluate Tua and see where his hip is and see how he understands the offense.
They're not putting Ryan Fitzpatrick back in unless Tua gets injured.
Nope, not at all. Brandon's right.
It's going to take an injury to get him back on the field. Tua's going to have great games. He's going to have games where he's going to struggle. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not seeing that field anymore, barring injury.
And that's why
he knows that.
And that's why he lashed out like that. Because let's be for real. The number 1 overall pick is playing games. Justin Herbert's in his spot by accident. And now, a person that should be mad is Tyrod Taylor. He lost his job, and he had nothing to do with it. He got punctured in the chest by some idiot doctor, but he lost his job.
Dr. Kevorkian.
But he was the future. And so the Chargers are seeing their future now. The Bengals are seeing their future now. And so the Dolphins said, well, let's see ours.
Basically, yeah, right. You're right. That's what they're saying, K-Man. That's why I say because they got these other 2 rookie quarterbacks doing pretty decent. So they, like I said, they're putting Tua in to see where he is in the system with the offense, to get him some experience, to see how he can run the offense. Now, I'm thinking they're going to give him 3 games to see Now, if he does well in those 3 games, they're going to leave him in. They're going to leave him in. But I'm thinking,
unless he goes Ryan Leaf, or gets hurt, he's never losing that job.
Right. I mean, this is not Dwayne Haskins we're talking about.
right?
We know this dude is talented. So, they're gonna leave him in there. Let him throw TDs, let him take his bumps, and see where it goes.
I got to tell you, I'm with Kimmy. I was never an Alabama fan, but he's one of the best left-handed quarterbacks I've seen since Kenny Stabler back in the day, man. My man, he got a pretty decent arm, and when I watched him in college, he was pretty accurate with those 2 receivers, man, Ruggs and Judy. He was dropping dimes right in there.
That was his calling card. His thing was never really arm strength. That's Joe Burrow. Tua's thing was just dead accurate.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So let him get the NFL speed. Let him learn, because he is the guy.
Yep.
He is the future.
That's what it is, K-Man, because I don't know if y'all remember years ago when Joey Harrington came out of Oregon and he went to Detroit. And they interviewed him and they asked him, because in Oregon he was lighting everybody up. He got to Detroit like some trash. And I forgot who asked him. It was one of the female sportscasters said, "What's the difference between a college game and a pro game?" He said, "The speed." He said, "Man," I don't have that much time to do my reads. He said in college, he said he could sit back and go 1, 2, 3. He said in the pros, it's like 1, 2, 3. The ball got to be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
And Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert have 3 to 4 game head start on that learning.
Right.
And so the Dolphins organization said, let's put our kid in and let him learn.
I'm telling you,
because we're not playing for a championship this year. We're not playing for a playoff spot. So this is all learning anyway. So plus we got all them picks from the Texans.
That's what I was getting ready to say. They got how many first round picks they got this upcoming draft, man?
I think
they got at least 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah. And they had 3 last year.
Wow. That's unbelievable there, man. Yeah, I was curious to get y'all take on that, because when I saw the article and it popped up, I was like, oh man, I said my man got benched. Okay. And then Kennedy tweeted that we will text that just. I said, oh man. God.
I mean, when is the last time you've heard a journeyman complain about getting benched?
Oh, you're right, B, because you know what? As we say in the hip hop world, man, play your position. You know your role. You don't need to.
I mean, even Tony Romo, the year that Dak took over, and he got hurt in the preseason, Dak took over, and then Tony came back. He was ready to play, but by then it was Dak's team. Even Tony, as an established starter in this league, was like, nah, okay, let me help the what's the name? Help the rookie out. What's the guy? He doesn't play anymore, but he was a journeyman. He was in the Jets. He was McNown.
Oh, Cade McNown.
Yeah,
Josh McNown.
Josh, yeah.
He is by far the best journeyman quarterback there is, because he knew, I'm here to help the kid, so let me help the kid. All you saw from Fitzpatrick was selfishness. If I was the general manager of that team, I cut him in a heartbeat.
Hey, look, B. I'm gonna tell you who's another journeyman, man. Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
Sat behind Troy Aikman all them years, man.
Yep.
But hey, man.
I have something interesting to say about him, but I'll get to that later.
Okay, yeah, all right. Let's move on then. Let's go to what stood out then, B. We'll start with you. What stood out to you this past week 6?
There were a few small things that stood out, but I'm gonna keep it home on this one. I knew that there was the chance that the Dallas Cowboys would dare I say, not be as good as we thought or not be as good as I thought. But Monday was outright brutal. Monday was brutal. The score, the final score was 38-10. Kyler Murray, 13 of 24. Yet we lost 38-10. You had Dallas players lashing out against coaching this week.
Oh man, that was
that was something that you never saw in the Jason Garrett era. As as boring as he was, he had the respect of his guys. Yeah, clapper. Make it clap, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But as boring as he was, he had the respect of the locker room. He had the respect of the guys. You never saw his guys speak out against the coaching staff. It's taken all of 5 weeks for that to happen under Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry. Mike McCarthy. This is bad. I sound like Mr. Mackey. This is bad. Okay. This is bad.
Okay.
I think that there's a legitimate chance Mike McCarthy may not make it out of this season. Because he's already losing the locker room. Hear me out. He's already losing the locker room. Already after 5 weeks, he's already losing the locker room.
yeah.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it happen that fast before, especially in Dallas. I haven't seen that happen before. So I think that Mike Nolan make it gone before he does.
It's happened to him before.
But I can see Mike McCarthy not making it out of the season.
Ooh boy, all right, yeah, B, that's got some locker room drama there, man. All right, K man, what stood out to you from this past week, K man?
All right, so I will give my breakdown of the Cowboys hiring Mike McCarthy at the end of the season, because I've been holding my tongue since they hired him, but I'm not going to. But I will say this:
why? You never hold your tongue.
Yes, but they can still turn it around, and I don't. So either they can turn it around and get to the playoffs because the division stinks. But
yeah, they're still in first place at 2-4, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold my tongue. But I will say this: I remember when, unfortunately, I was a Redskin fan, and there was a Washington Post article when Mike Nolan was the defensive coordinator that I guess one Sunday he ran a vanilla defense, and and this is the only one time that I was like, "Wow, Dan Snyder, that was actually a good move." That when Mike Nolan showed up to his office the next Monday or Tuesday, there were I think it was like 3 4-gallon tubs of vanilla ice cream and a note that says, "This goes with your defense."
Oh,
signed by the owner. And I was just like, wow. But is that, yeah. I will say, I can say this part. I knew Mike Nolan wasn't going to work. I knew he wasn't going to work. Mike McCarthy, I will save my time on. And now what I will say, what stood out to me, a couple things. Refereeing in this league is still bad because the Texans got hosed. Because the Tennessee Titans did not score a touchdown to tie that game. He was not in. But because of the stupid thing that they call it a touchdown on the field, and you need overwhelming evidence to they got screwed. So they got screwed. So that was the one thing, the badness of that. The other badness is the Minnesota Vikings. And here's why it's bad. They're 1-5, and they just traded a dude away that they traded for. But here's the bad thing about the Vikings. Right before the season, they gave Kirk Cousins an extension. I don't know why. And then they gave the head coach an extension. I don't know why. And so it looks like either they're going to have to eat that money or or they're going to have to do a radical change because it makes no sense. They're a bad football team.
Yeah, their play calling stinks.
But they're a bad football team, and also it goes to show the value of Stephon Diggs.
But look, here's the thing.
And the value of Dalvin Cook, but we already knew his value. Here's
to your point about Stephon Diggs. They got his replacement, Justin Jefferson, who's going off, but he's the only one. He can't do it by himself.
No.
He can't do it because I watch a part of their game, and I'm looking at the play code, and I'm like, man, what are y'all doing? I'm like, what is it?
And now, last year everybody kept saying that the new Browns coach, he didn't have that much to do with the offense. That was all I can't think of his name, and he was our Super Bowl winning coach like 5 years ago. It was all his offense. Well, he's running the whole offense with his son, and it's not working. But it's not the offense.
No,
it's not. It's the whole team.
That I think what you're seeing in Minnesota is a little bit of what we were seeing in Dallas the last couple of years. It's just things are getting things are getting stale under Mike Zimmer. Things are getting kind of stale under Mike Zimmer, and I think that team is in need of a fresh voice.
Yeah, and look, K-Man, to your point, what you just said, we were talking about journeyman. Gary Kubiak, the journeyman, sat behind John Elway. But I'm gonna tell you what stood out to me, man, was the Oakland Raiders beat the Kansas City Chiefs. When I saw that mess,
last week,
wasn't that last week?
No, that was 2 weeks ago, player.
Oh shoot. It was something with the Chiefs, man.
They played the Bills.
They beat the Bills Monday.
Monday.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. I would think the Chiefs would blow them out. But I can't put my finger on it, but something happened in that game, man. The Chiefs really didn't look like themselves.
So that game wasn't as close as the final score would lead you.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It really wasn't.
It wasn't that close.
And for the second game in a row, Josh Allen didn't look that good.
Yeah,
he did. Although it was raining, it just missed the rain.
That dude can throw 100 miles per hour in the snow, in the rain, through locusts, for God's sake.
Okay, maybe that's why the Chiefs look sluggish, man. Maybe it was the weather. Man. Because when I watched the game, I'm like, shouldn't the Chiefs be killing these dudes?
But see, I think, and we alluded to it. We've been alluding to it with certain teams for the past few weeks. Buffalo, they're really not as good as their record says they are. In part because, while Josh Allen started out high, he started out the season hot. He was playing against nobody, and he was still making occasional dumb mistakes. So
he did.
That's the thing. And then as Kennedy has been alluding to, the Chiefs have a tendency to play down.
Okay, I give you that, K-Man.
Who they got, who they have in front of them. So I think all those factors played into it. But Buffalo's, they're okay. They're okay. I'm not gonna call them. They're not a bad team. They're okay. They're growing.
They're just taking the little steps up in progression.
So I got one more thing, but to you just said, since Buffalo is in that AFC East with the Jets, the Bills,
the Dolphins.
Yeah. So now do you think Tua is going to make a difference in that division for the Dolphins?
Now?
Not this year.
It's not. Tua's playing is not for this year. It's for 2021 and beyond. Just like Josh Allen is for the future. The Jets, I don't know. They're ruining Sam Darnold.
They're trained. Look, what you going to say about what that guy said about Raquel Welch? And Cream was like, "Oh, I like it." He said she's a train wreck. That's the Jets, man.
That's
the
a
Jets.
jet.
Yeah.
And look, man, look, that AFC. No, I'm sorry, that other team in New York, man. When I was watching that game Sunday, man, I'm like, Washington definitely got to beat these dudes. I'm like, Washington got to beat these dudes, and somehow they beat Washington.
But it wasn't like they blew them out. They had them early.
Yeah.
And then they came back and they went for 2 and it didn't happen. But one team showed what happens when you have good coaching, but you just don't have the players yet. And the other team shows you ain't got nothing. Coaching, players, nothing. Nothing. But that one team won. So it's just like,
It was one of the picks I got right.
And look, this is the next one that we're gonna go to the picks, man. One of you guys mentioned last week about Sean Payton's legacy.
Yeah.
One of y'all said something about is his legacy being tarnished.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I brought that up.
I've been paying attention to. He might be losing the Saints locker room, man. When I was on the team's website and I got the app on the phone, Michael Thomas is hurt again.
Yep.
Talking about his hamstring. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, he was suspended the last game for fighting.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what is going on? I said, are they on to something? His legacy might be tarnished because he's losing the locker room. Go ahead, B.
I think a little bit of it is for the dudes that's been there a few years. They got spoiled. And for the first time in a long time, here's adversity. They don't know how to deal with it because they've been spoiled. They've always had regular season success. They regular season wins, 11, 12, 13 wins.
Yeah.
They got screwed in the playoffs.
Right. And I think that's part of it. And then the other 60% is we see what Michael Thomas means to that team.
Yes.
Both on the field and what he does on the field and emotionally.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, and to your point, I'm trying to think of the other coach, Andy Reid. That's who. Andy Reid will be good in the regular season and get in the playoffs and lose first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That could put like a little asterisk on his legacy.
No, I think both men are fine legacy wise. Like, what's that old adage? If you win, like I know it's a baseball adage, but it's pretty much a championship adage. You win a championship for a team, your player on the team or coach, whatever. You never have to buy a drink ever again if you go to. That is true. Andy Reid brought I hate saying it. Andy Reid brought a Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs after 50 years. The Saints were the 8th, and this man brought a championship.
Yeah.
Beat a native son to do it. So
I know, right?
So I think he's fine. Like even Doug Peterson, all the stuff that's going on right now, he brought a championship to Philly. Right now, there's a little animosity and everything like that. But long term, fine.
I'll give you that one.
But I'll say this. Circumstances dictate how we feel about said championships. New Orleans was a very, very, very special circumstance. That city was in a horrible place, and he pretty much played the part of Lazarus. And I mean, he raised him up from the dead. So Sean Payton may be fine. No matter if it was 14 years ago, he'll be fine. For the other one ring winners, like Mike McCarthy, Andy Reid, But I mean, Doug's was 3 years ago, but you know, team got really bad really fast. Doug, I don't know, but you know, I think you know I brought that up just as a throw it out there, see if it sticks kind of question. But I think Sean will be all right.
Yeah, you made me think about something because he made one of the most gutsiest Super Bowl history calls, the offside kick coming out of halftime ever.
Yeah,
because I didn't expect it when he did it, and we got the ball. I was like, man, what the?
Yeah. But I will say this about all those. All right, like so you said Sean Payton was like Lazarus when he lifted up. All right, and I know this, but have you ever been to the city of Philadelphia? It's not a great place. Doug Peterson lifted that place up with that win. Kansas City only known for their barbecues.
Look, I was going to say that, Kim, man. When I had to go there and work, that's what everybody kept talking about. Well, you got to go to this place, this cattle place.
So to make them a winner, like you know, I still make fun of the city because I was looking at some of my Facebook. God, I called it Philadelphia for God's sakes.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
So, yeah, no, and I still do. I don't care. Come at me. But he won a Super Bowl. Yes, it's going bad, but he won a Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy, now he's screwed because, Mike Holmgren won a Super Bowl, but all of y'all the shadow of the guy who's the trophy's named after. So it's the players who are like hollow, and other than Lombardi, you other coaches don't really mean anything. And McCarthy's actually more screwed because Holmgren won after like 30 years.
I know, right?
Winning. Yeah. McCarthy won after like what, 17 years? So like, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, people, let's go to these picks, man. All right, B-Wig. The game about to come on in 3 minutes. So I picked the Eagles. Who you got? Giants or the Eagles, B-Wig?
The Giants.
What? Over the Eagles?
Carson Wentz sucks. I mean, do I have to keep saying this every week?
Look,
is this going to be a thing?
You really got a grudge on this guy.
Is this going to be a weekly thing?
Yes, it's going to be a weekly thing, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Carson Wentz sucks, and I've never made any apologies about saying that, and I never will. He stinks. So until they fix the offensive line, until they get him some more weapons on the outside, until they get him a running game, he's gonna suck. He's gonna stink. I don't care. I don't care if they almost came back against the Ravens. So what? Doesn't matter. They're gonna lose to the Giants tonight.
What did Jerry say? You hold a grudge like Khomeini. All right, kid, man. Who you got?
I'm getting the Eagles.
That's who I picked, man. I picked the Eagles, man.
Giants stink.
So do the Eagles.
Oh, no. Remember, you want to poo-poo their comeback. But they came back against a legit Super Bowl contender, who I will have something to say about later. But the Giants almost lost to the Washington football squad. No, the Giants suck.
Okay, so they almost lost to the Washington football squad. Who lost to the Washington football squad?
The Eagles.
Thank you.
I K, man. Panthers at the Saints, man. Who you got, K, man?
I got the Saints. Yeah. I didn't know the Saints were on a bye. So
yeah. Last week was a bye for us.
Yeah. So I'm just taking the Saints. My thing about the Panthers is still the same. They're a team that's, they're a team that's growing, but they're not there yet. The Saints have a little bit more better personnel and better coaching, or more experienced coaching. So I'll take the Saints.
Yeah, and Michael Thomas might be back because right now I think he's questionable right now. All right, who you got, B?
Panthers.
Oh, going against the grain.
Yeah, I'll take the Panthers. They're a scrappy bunch, and the Saints haven't the Saints haven't looked that impressive to me. The last time I saw the Saints, they almost lost to Justin Herbert in overtime.
Yeah.
So I like the Panthers.
Don't forget, they're going to be 3,000 fans in the dome.
I like the Panthers.
All right, B-Wig. Bills at the Jets, man. Who you got?
The Bills.
I thought you didn't like Josh Allen, man.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like him. It's just he's not as good as people are building him up to be. But the Jets are the new Browns. So give me the Bills.
So you're not impressed with what he do?
No, I'm not.
All right, K man, who you got, K man?
All right, so all y'all seen, right?
Yeah.
And so the Bills are going to beat down the Jets like they are Daniel LaRussa in the first half of that movie, because they lost to the Titans, the team that played in the AFC Championship game, and then they lost to the Super Bowl champion. Now, those were the measure stick games for them, and they didn't measure up quite well, and they look bad. So what do you do to cleanse yourself of the bad taste in your mouth? You beat an inferior opponent down, and they are going to – that scene in Karate Kid when they're against the fence and all the kids are in the skeleton costume and they're beating him down to Mr. Miyagi came – that's what's going to happen. They're literally going to beat him down to the point where Johnny goes, I think he's had enough. I'll tell you when he's had enough. That's what the Bills are going to do to the Jets.
And look, I think it was on Netflix. I watched the Cobra Kai stuff on Netflix, man. Look, everybody's older now. Ralph Macchio got, he got car dealerships and all this stuff.
Yeah, I gotta catch that. Oh,
it's a wild scene, man.
We started because my son is obsessed with the Karate Kid series.
Yeah,
both 1, 2, 3, and Jaden's version. He loves all of them. But we started watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
I had to stop. I didn't anticipate. I didn't anticipate some of the language and.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Karate Kid 3 sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
2 is my favorite. 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, Julie's son.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, man.
Oh, help him!
I just realized some of these games are division games this week, man. So K man, Browns at the Bengals. K man, who you got?
I got the Browns. Just like not as to the extent of the Bills and the Jets, but the Browns. A lot of people hype them up. I thought I was, but they're not ready for primetime. But once again, they're just like the Bills. They're climbing, and so they will beat the Bengals. I have them beating the Bengals because the Bengals aren't there yet.
I picked the Bengals just because Joe Burrow, LSU. But all right, gotcha. Good point, K man. All right, B-Wig, who you got?
I like the Bengals.
Yeah.
I like the Bengals. There's when you got a young team, young quarterback, there's one defining game in the season where they really, they take that next step, they take that next leap. And I think they do that this week against the Browns.
All right. That's how I feel, man. All right. So B-Wig. This game doesn't have the flair like it usually has
at all
because of the COVID and because of the records in the division.
Also the name. Also the name too.
Yeah.
The name too.
All right, B. Who you taking, B?
My gosh. I sound like Patrice O'Neal. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think we're gonna lose to the Washington football team this week.
What?
I like the Washington football team. It's really bad. It's
that's bad. America, that's bad.
We don't know if Zach Martin's gonna even play. We don't have any tackles. Connor Williams is a train wreck at left guard.
Y'all offensive line.
Tyler Biadasz has looked every bit like a rookie starting at center. Andy Dalton is not mobile. He can't escape the pocket. He can't move in the pocket. As evidenced Monday night. This this will not end well for us this Sunday.
Wow. One question for you, B. Then I'm gonna let K-Man take his pick.
What up?
Football team win. You coming back to football team, man?
What? Huh?
He said, if the football team wins, will you be coming back to the football team?
I wired when I crossed that bridge, I wired every joint of that bridge was wired with C4. And when I crossed the bridge, y'all know I used to smoke. I took my cigarette out and lit the C4 with my cigarette and just walked off.
Ooh. And look, oh man. Hey, Brandon, and I think I told you this at your wedding, man. I told all the fellas at the wedding. You remember that time we was in Ivy City and you was lighting that cigarette and you was lighting right in front of a gas tank. And I had to say, Brandon, you look back at me, you look back at me with disgust on your face, like, man, what are you doing? What? I said, man, look where you light that at. And then you gonna look at it and go, oh. God dog. K-Man, who you got, K-Man?
I have the football club winning.
Oh, you're coming home, K-Man.
No, sir, no. Don't do that. No. I just don't see how. I thought at first I was going to pick the Cowboys. But then I realized they got a lot of injuries on that offensive line. So how Zeke is going to run the ball? And then I forgot who they're playing against in that front seven. Yeah. And I don't know how they're going to get a pass off. And then then the offense, the Washington Football Club's offense is okay, but the Dallas Cowboys defense stinks.
Yeah, so
I got the football club winning.
That's a good point, K-Man. So that front seven. So B-Wig, who's your backup to Andy Dalton?
The Danucci kid from
Danucci,
yeah. He was I think it was a 5th round pick, I want to say.
Boy, I hope he took some snaps this week.
Yeah, we may end up needing him because you know I'm gonna say
some insurance. I'm
gonna say this because at first I was kind of on the fence. I was on the fence about this game because I thought about all of our receivers were like, well, Andy Dalton's going to need time to get it to him. But here's the other side of that. I'm not impressed with Kellen Moore's play calling at all.
Me neither, bro.
Since Dalton took over 2 weeks ago, and then Monday night, he put them in zero. He put Andy Dalton in zero position to be effective. He kept dropping him back 5 to 7 step drops. Kept dropping him back, knowing that he didn't have protection. He didn't call any quick throws, no hitch routes, no quick slants.
And look, and that's what you call them. That's their specialty.
Right.
CeeDee Lamb's
West Coast.
And then that was the Cardinals team without no Chandler Jones.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we made a white kid with hair popular on Monday night. Nobody knew who he was before that game.
And one of the things I have to say about the Cowboys and their drafting is what we've seen in the last 3 years are some really good tight ends.
Yeah.
Yet they have not picked one. I mean, we got 2 of them.
No.
2 young up and coming tight ends, but yeah. I mean, for all the issues that the Vikings have, they got a couple good tight ends. I'm like, so I mean, this would be the perfect game to have a tight end.
Right. But the thing with that is I don't totally blame them for not taking one, because the past couple of drafts you would have had to move up to get the tight end that you wanted. And I'm not with what we have on the outside. I'm not a fan of giving up resources to move up to take a position that's really not going to be that effective in my offense. when my offense is centered around my running back and my wide receivers. So I get I've wanted them to take a tight end, but I don't fault them for not going up in the draft to get one.
But 19 was the best year to get it because it had so many tight ends. Like many,
but we had so many other holes to fill.
Yeah, that's the point. Y'all need to go back to the B-Way. Y'all need to go back to the way y'all did it before and build the offensive line and defensive line first, man.
Well, the state of this team is it's gonna take like 3 drafts to get us back.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 2.
Yeah.
All right, so K-Man. Packers at the Texans, K-Man. Who you got?
Packers.
Yeah. That's who I picked too, man. I don't yeah. I'm just not sold on the Texans yet since they got rid of B.O.B.
No, it has nothing to do with that. B.O.B. hurt that team short term and long term. And even with him gone and them playing inspired, they're always going to be playing with one hand tied behind their back because he wasted resources, and those resources could have been on various areas of needs that this team needs. So,
right.
Yeah. And the Packers are a better team.
Yeah. All right, B, you got the Packers, B?
Yeah. They're going to be on Get Back after last Sunday, being embarrassed.
Yeah. What happened to them, man? No. This game was interesting to me, man. I was on the fence. I was going to pick the Falcons, man, but B-Wig lines at the Falcons, man.
I got the Falcons.
What?
Yeah, they showed me something last week. Look, I thought that they were going to go to Minnesota and get beat, and they proved me otherwise. They proved that they may just be over Dan Quinn. So
that's a pretty bold statement. Okay, I okay, man. Who you got?
I got the Falcons too.
What? I'm on with the Lions.
The Falcons have a better team than the Lions.
Yeah, you may be right now that I think about it. Because I watched the Lions in that Saints game.
Yeah, see, for years, it's not. It has never been the talent of Atlanta that's been the problem. It's been the leadership, the mental makeup of the team.
Yeah, I'll give you them. They've been blowing leads since that Super Bowl they blew.
Yep.
All right, man. Steelers at the Titans. Okay, man, who you got?
I wrestled with this one. I wanted to pick the Steelers, and I think I'm still leaning towards that. But them losing Bush kind of hurts them, especially with Derrick Henry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Steelers.
Yeah, I took the Titans, man. Look, I took the Titans based off that video you sent me, K, man. I had me here rolling. All right, B, who you got, B?
Hilarious. I'll take the Titans.
That video, man, boy, God, dog. I don't know whose child that was got wiped across the table, man, at the cookout.
They bust the table with that.
But the commentary was hilarious because he said,
"Right,
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there."
Man, when I played that joint back like 2 times, I said, "Hold up, man, who lets their child get slung around, going through liquor cups? Right. Yeah, liquor cups on the table being tossed around. I'm like, hold up, man."
He said, "Man, tossed around like foster children."
Man.
He does a weekly series. I saw him on Facebook like last year. He always does the weekly NFL recap. Yeah. So this dude is like he out there.
Yeah, well, he just gained a subscriber.
Yeah, for real, man. Cause I'm telling you, I watched the whole thing and I kept thinking to the little kid, man. Cause I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm like, who recorded this and didn't do nothing? All right, man. All right, B. Seahawks at the Cardinals. This was a kind of hard game for me. Who you got, B?
I like the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's who I picked. It's like I wanted to go with the Cardinals, man, but
It's not that hard of a pick for me.
It really isn't.
The Seahawks are a better team. The Cardinals the Cardinals beat up on a wimp Monday night, and that false confidence is going to hurt them this Sunday.
now you remember this is a division game,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so this counts. So who you got, K-Man?
It's a division game and it counts. But I don't think the Seahawks are going to take them lightly, which they would have done in the past because they have sucked in the past. And so they look competent. So I believe the Seahawks will win this game.
Yeah, the only reason I was on the fence, man, because I know the dynamic Kyler Murray can bring to a game by him running or passing. Because for a little dude, he got a pretty decent arm. I'll give him that.
He got a really good arm.
Yeah,
yeah, he
But
does.
his legs are the problem.
he be skipping when he be running, man. I'm like, where you going?
Man, no, his legs are super quick. Super quick.
They listen. I said some bad things about Jalen Smith on Monday night that I will not take back because he was taking bad angles. But watching Kyler Murray toy with the defense, for lack of a better term, I mean, he basically just he toyed with that defense. He had his way.
Hey, look, I'm going to go out there now and put a disclaimer out there for all the short guys like me and Kyler Murray. When I was always a fast mofo, and that's how my legs look because I was short. I'm running against dudes that's like 6'2", 6'1", and they striding, looking graceful, and I'm looking choppy moving.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, K-Man. Chiefs at the Broncos. You K-Man, you staying home? Or you going rogue on me?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Oh.
We got too many injuries, and even if they all our people played, like we had Bond and we had Jarrell Casey and we had AJ Boye and all, North Fan and everything. I still think we lose. We're not there yet to look them in the eye, unfortunately. So give me.
Yeah, you say that until y'all punch them in the mouth on Sunday.
If we do that, do you know? I'll be breakdancing in this place because we've lost 9 straight to them.
Hey, look,
9 straight.
K-Man, to B Wick's point, you can't count it out. You saw what the Raiders did to them. The Raiders beat them.
Yeah, but the Raiders they're not walking wounded like we are.
Right.
And then, no.
Wow.
What we did to the Patriots is mainly because 1, we own Cam Newton, and 2, we played a way better game plan than the Patriots thought. And had they caught some of those passes, that game wouldn't have been that close. It dropped 3 touchdown passes.
And you see, to your point, K-Man, they caught New England off guard. New England wasn't expecting it. Yeah.
No.
All right, B, who you got, B?
I got the Chiefs. I like the direction the Broncos are headed. They're a feisty team. They're a very feisty team, and they scratch and claw. But I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't the Chiefs really don't have any major injuries to speak of. So yeah.
Now, all right, B. This next game, man, is kind of interesting to me. I was kind of on the fence about this one. Jags at the Chargers, B. Who you got?
The Chargers.
I knew you was gonna say it. I picked the Jags, man. We'll see.
Chargers are better coached. They have the better quarterback. They have the better team.
Wow. Got you. All right, K-Man, who you got?
I got the Chargers. Melvin Ingram's coming back. They are a better team. I give the Jags a lot of credit. They try hard. They just don't have the talent. And It's not like the Chargers are like dripping with talent, but they have more than they do. So give me the Chargers.
Wow. All right. All right. This next game was interesting too. K-Man, 49ers at the Patriots.
I got the 49ers.
Yeah, man. That's who I'm rolling with.
The Patriots on defense, their back 4 are still good. Their front 7 is not that good. And one thing we know about the 49ers, they still love to run the football. And that's just how they're going to beat them. And then on the offensive side, Patriots ain't got no offense. They don't no tight ends. They ain't got no wide receivers. Cam is easily frustrated. So it's just, give me the 49ers.
That's what I got. Who you got, B?
The only advantage that the Patriots will always have is the mind of Bill Belichick. That's it. That'll always keep them in the game.
But that just shows you. That just goes to show you how much, or the lack of talent that New England has. Because even the brilliant mind of Bill Belichick is not even enough to beat teams like the Broncos, who are up and coming and should go to, they should go to Foxborough and lose.
Right. You taking the 49ers, B?
Yeah. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, man. That's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to try to check that one now. All right, B. Oh, man. He going against his old team, Chucky. Who you got, B? Bucks or the Raiders?
Give me the Raiders. It's like, nah. I take the Bucks. Yeah, I take the Bucks.
With Tom Brady?
We don't know if Oakland. My bad, Vegas. We don't know if Vegas' offensive line is going to play, which they probably won't since they went on the list.
Look, that game might be canceled. So
they got moved.
They better. They better
moved
cancel
it to Monday.
Yeah,
they moved it to Monday. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't know if that's what work.
No, was it the Chiefs game? No, one of these games got flexed to Sunday night. I can't remember which one it was.
I can't remember which one. Yeah,
it might have been the 49ers and the Patriots game.
Yeah, it might have been. I think it was them. Yeah, you're right. It was them.
Yeah. So I'll take the Bucks.
Who you got, K, man?
If they actually play the game, give me the Bucks.
Oh man, all y'all sticking with Tom Brady, huh?
No, it's just that the Bucks are a better team than the Raiders.
All right, K, man. This was supposed to be the Sunday night game. Monday night game. All right. Bears at the Rams, K, man. Who you got?
Rams.
Man.
I don't care what the Bears' record is. I have eyes. Glasses on, 2020. Glasses off, 2040. But they don't look good.
They had some ugly wins, man.
And sooner or later, they're going to have some really ugly losses because sooner or later, the NFL balances these things out.
They got Nick Foles at quarterback.
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs had him in 2013. So.
All right, B, who you got? Go ahead and pick the Bears, man.
I don't know why I don't trust my eyes all the time. But Sunday I watched, I got the Panthers are the local team, so I watched the Bears and the Panthers go at it. And I saw glimpses of last year's defense, and it just made me think, like, wow, like, is this team maybe a little bit better than what we're giving them credit for? Kenny's gonna say no, but screw it. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, man. Because when I watched the Bears, like just like you said, B, I seen glimpses of the defense being good, but then I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then I saw a lot of glimpses of Khalil Mack. Like, this is the most impressive. Sunday was the most impressive I've seen Khalil Mack play. So, hey, I may regret this come this time next week, but as of right now, I take the Bears. The look on Kennedy's face is priceless.
Ooh, boy. God, man. Because I'm serious. When I thought about this game, when I watched the Bears play, and I kept thinking about their offense. I'm like, their offense isn't spectacular.
Yeah.
At times, it looked kind of stagnant.
Right.
But somehow they win these games.
Yeah.
And it has to be the defense because, like I said, I saw glimpses. Man, Khalil Mack is a awesome player coming out. Oh man, yeah. But we'll see. All right, people. Parting shots. I'll start with you, K-Man. What you got?
My party shot is what we talked about before. It's about we talked about it through chat, and it's about the Ravens. The Ravens made a move today. The Ravens made a move by signing Des Bryant to their practice squad. That is an awful move because Des Bryant is slow and finished. And throughout the offseason, Lamar kept hyping up Antonio Brown. And I kept understanding, I was like, why do they keep doing it? Why? Now we know. They don't have a number one.
Yeah.
Des Bryant is not a number one. That team, that Philly Philly win felt like a loss to me. Because if they want to measure themselves next to Kansas City, you have to put bad teams away. You shouldn't be having to run plays. That should be RG3 time.
Yeah, I got you. I agree with you on that one.
So my parting shot is the Ravens may not be as good as I thought they were because they keep making moves. They keep doing things that a real title contender wouldn't do.
All right. What you got, B-Wig?
I got a couple. One of them actually has to do with the Ravens. With them, signing Des Bryant to the practice squad. But I'm gonna make a statement here. I think Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, is not where he needs to be at this point in time right now for them to be a championship contender. Lamar Jackson, the running back, is phenomenal. Just like he was last year, phenomenal. But Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, I'm seeing him miss throws where he's not under pressure. He's outside of the pocket. He's rolling outside of the pocket. Lamar Jackson is missing some simple throws, and that's concerning me. Now, it could be him out there just having fun, just freewheeling it all over. I don't know, but Des Bryant is not going to help Lamar Jackson become a more accurate quarterback. That's my first part shot is Lamar Jackson has got to be better if the Ravens want to be championship contenders. Number two, shout out to 11-year-old kid named Giovanni Hamilton. This kid is he's a diehard Eagles fan, but he's in the news because he bucked the trend. He bucked the nasty trend of Eagles fans. He wished Dak a get well. He made him a lengthy get well video. He said, he says he's trying to change the perception of Eagles fans. I say salute, kid. Good luck with all that. You got your work cut out for you. But kid, I forgot what he has going on, but he's been through 11 surgeries.
Wow.
So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for being the only Eagles fan that's capable of being a bigger person.
That's a good shout out. Shout out, man. And my only one parting shot is to the Washington football team. Are y'all listening? Will you please put Alex Smith in the game so y'all can move the ball down the field? Y'all got decent running back with Gibson coming out of the backfield. You got McLaurin at one wide receiver. You got a pretty decent tight end with Logan Thomas. Your defense is playing, but they can't keep staying on the field when you guys are going 3 and out. Please put Alex Smith in the game and get the running game going. That's the only way.
They won't put Alex Smith in the game, but they'll get their offense on track Sunday.
And
we fix offenses. That's what we do.
Man, you ain't lying. I wish we had y'all on the schedule this year. Jeez. But I would say this: Alex Smith, so you can have a downfield threat. Alex Smith is still captain checkdown, right?
Well, what I'm saying is it'll open up the offense. If they get the running game going, you can hit McCorn with a good 15 crossing round, then let him run.
They're going to get the running game going because they're playing the Dallas Cowboys, sir.
Everything that you want that offense to be, it will be on Sunday. I promise you.
But they the Army now?
It's going to look like Tecmo Bowl. Super Tecmo Bowl.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
And that game is at 1:00. I can't wait to see that game, boy.
Yeah.
Man, all right, people. Let me go ahead and watch some football.
I'm gonna watch a more competitive contest. I'm gonna go watch the debate.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the World Series. The baseball.
Oh man, God, I'd rather watch paint dry.
Look,
all jokes aside, I want to see how this moderator does tonight.
Yeah,
given that mics are going to be muted in the first part of the question.
Welker.
When they came out with the list of all the moderators before they came out, and I saw that list, I'm like, they're all trash.
Look, but you heard what Trump said early on once he found out it was her, right? All the Republicans start talking about her past history. Her family has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Democratic Party. So you know he's already going to be on the defense with her.
Well, you're going to be on the defense on her because of what she looks like. Because he has a problem with women who look like her. Yeah,
especially strong women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People, period, that look like her, but especially women.
Especially women. Yeah. Especially women.
Look, then we're going to go, man. I was watching, I think it was either Don Lemon or Chris Cuomo, like Tuesday night. They had this lady that worked 20 years for Trump as an executive, and she has a book out. Mm-hmm. And I forgot what the book is called, but she said that this guy, and this was said on national TV on CNN, she was saying that Donald Trump had hundreds of black construction workers build his Trump Tower, right? Mm-hmm. So Trump came into the lobby and there was a black construction worker in the lobby. He went over to this female executive and said, "What are you doing? Get him out of here. I can't let people see him in the lobby." And I was like, "What? Really?" Then
not shocking me at all.
Then the same lady said that she interviewed a qualified black man with college degrees and stuff. When Mr. Trump saw him, she was like, "No, you can't. We can't have him." And I was like, "What?"
I'm not sure. Connie Chung today. Connie Chung, veteran news anchor and host, never endorsed anybody in a day in her life, endorsed the Democratic ticket. She talked about how this dude, her and her husband, Maury Povich, would see this guy at country clubs. She is right next to Maury. He would never acknowledge who she was, would just talk to Maury. This man is not, race is one thing, but it's also sex. He doesn't, he thinks people are beneath him. And this woman, this woman who hosted 60 Minutes, just like, I
want to see that. Y'all heard about the 60 Minutes thing. I want to see that this Sunday when he walked out. But like I said, man, when his niece came out with her book, and said everything, she said, I don't blame him. I blame my grandfather.
Yep.
Because she said the grandfather raised all the kids to show no weakness. You don't show kindness to nobody. You got to be tough. Just like she said when he was sick, that's why he had to come out, because being sick is showing weakness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and she hit it, and that made a light bulb. I'm like, okay, I said that's what it is for him. Right. It was the way his father raised him.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow. All right, people. All right, America. Sorry we got political.
Yeah. But hey, it's 2020. It's an election year. If you don't like it, don't listen.
And look, I was looking forward.
If Troy Aikman can make a stupid ass comment,
Oh my God!
Oh man,
then we can talk about this.
Right.
Yes, that's a whole.
We need to touch on that next show.
Let me write that down. Troy Aikman comment. Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that's just like the Ice Cube 50 Cent thing, man. 50 Cent probably done lost a bunch of people now. But
I'm not discussing the monkeys on this show.
all right, man. Well,
on that note,
we out of here.
We out of here. Good night, America.
Look, now we need the Murray Griffin music. And look, we also have some curtains just closing right in front of the mics and the camera. And just get out. All right, man.
All right.